Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Reppin the Wood Podcast, your home for everything Westwood athletics. Today we have basketball coach Skouson, and we're just going to be talking about how last season went and we're preparing to push for the playoffs this year. Coach, how did you get in? How did you realize you wanted to start coaching basketball?
That's a great question. I've always loved basketball, played basketball for a long time, my entire life. Now that I'm getting older, it's harder to play because I hurt every time I play. So being able to coach has always been a dream of mine ever since I was a kid. So here I am, coaching back at Westwood where I went to school 100 million years ago.
How is it like in your high school playing days?
It was pretty good. We had a really good team. I think back then teams were close to making the playoffs every year. A lot of good players. A lot of them still live around here in the valley, but fun times. I've always loved basketball and watching it and being part of Westwood.
Do you play with anyone or have you coached anyone that's made it D1?
Not yet. This is only my third year coaching. I coached the last 2 years at a local charter school here in Mesa called Heritage Academy. So my first year here at Westwood, looking forward to being here.
Now, one of the star players on the team, I always got to bring him up, CJ. How do you feel about how CJ's performance is going to be throughout this year?
CJ is awesome. He's a mean machine. So CJ's got a nice shot on the outside. He's got a great touch with his shot, and I like to see him shooting. And some of the things we've been working on already this summer and fall has been his post work, some footwork underneath, and it's coming along really nicely. And I think CJ's game is becoming more complete, and I'm excited to see him show us on the court here soon.
How about the rest of the team? Who else should students be paying attention for?
Well, you got to definitely pay attention to Gavin Greenfield. Gavin is our marksman. He's got a great shot. So he'll be on the outside. He'll be putting up some three-pointers this year. So be on the lookout for Gavin. Everybody knows Ace. Ace is getting stronger and getting faster every day. And he's doing really good at posting up as well. And I like to see his inside game and excited to watch him. I'm excited to see some of the football players come out. We're waiting to see them. Hopefully they make it all the way to the state finals in football, but until then, we're waiting for them.
One of the big events last year was the Visit Mesa tournament. How do you feel like that impacted the school and the team in general?
So Visit Mesa, what a great tournament. It's great to always see other high schools from around the country come to Mesa and first off get a look at Mesa. And here we are at Westwood. We get to host it.
Great.
And to see other teams from other country or other states, and what a great opportunity that is. I think we're actually even going to try to include a game with our JV team this year in Visit Mesa and give them an opportunity to play. So super excited about it.
Could you give a sneak peek at any of the teams coming in this year?
From what I've heard, we're going to see some teams from Utah. I think there's a team coming from Texas. We might even have a team from Florida coming. So that's a long ways.
How close were we to the playoffs last year? I know we were doing okay at the beginning of the year, but how did the year finish off last season?
So I wasn't here last year.
Okay.
I think the team ended up not making the playoffs. Their record wasn't the greatest, and so they were a little bit on the outside. So we're hoping to change that this year. We're going to get focused. We're getting dialed in. We're working right now on a new offense that's new to the entire team. And so when they get that dialed in, I think we're going to be in really good shape to be competing this year in our region, and are going to look really good as an opportunity to get in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, so I was looking at the schedule, and it doesn't look like we have that many competitive teams closer on our schedule this year. How do you feel about strength of schedule and possibly making playoff?
So I think our strength of schedule is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So we have Mesa High, Mountain View, always on the schedule. They always have strong teams, okay? And so we're going to be playing some tough teams this year. I've seen them play a little bit in the summer. They got strong, big guys playing over there. and so we got our work cut out for us. Our first game, we get to travel to Yuma and play down in Yuma against Kofa. I'm not very familiar with their team at this point, but I'm excited to see them, and we're got to get ready. We're just about a week, 2 weeks away from that.
Yeah. So let's transition a little bit away from basketball. I know you're the basketball coach, but we're coming into the Mesa game on tomorrow, or when this podcast releases today. How are you feeling about the game tonight?
I think it's going to be go Warriors all the way. I've been to most of the football games this year, and I've just been super impressed. Elliot's got a nice little touch on his throw, and he's been stepping up with his throw. Landon Webster, he's like a beast out there on the field these days.
Yeah.
To see him catching the football, seeing him running the football, and then the running back Vargas, he's over 1,000 yards already this year. That's awesome. He's nobody can stop him. So Mesa's got, hey, they might as well just pack it up. We're coming.
And in baseball, it's not coming up for a while, but we have the last 2 years we came within one game of the playoffs, and we came into the play-in game last season. So how are you feeling about the baseball team this year?
I think the baseball team's awesome. I was just talking to Coach Langston yesterday at lunch, asking about his baseball team. He says he has a bunch of returning seniors this year. I think he said like 12 or something like that. So I think when you got that many seniors coming back, I think it's a good place to be in, right? And with their experience, I think baseball is going to look really good here this next year. I think Westwood sports is coming back, right? It's an exciting time to be part of Westwood. It's an exciting time to be part of Westwood sports. I love what Coach Large is doing in football. I love going to the games and watching his style of coaching, and he's a good guy, and I'm just so thankful for him. He's been very supportive since I've been back and helping me kind of get my feet underneath me here at Westwood. And I'm thankful for Coach Large and getting to know him a little bit, and Coach Langston, awesome, and all the other football coaches. We have Coach Berg on the football team. He's the offensive line coach who's going to be coaching our JV season and our JV team in basketball. So we're tied in closely with all the sports here, and I'm super excited for everybody, and I'm just thankful to them for their warm welcome, and let's go Warriors, right?
Right. My final question for you, do you ever watch WNN?
I do. Every, every Friday?
So do you know the outro?
The what?
Outro?
No.
So we're going to look in the middle camera.
Okay.
And not yell, but very loudly say "Fear the Spear."
Oh yeah, you got it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Fear the spear.
All right.